My name is Robbie Robison. I am a super senior studying mechanical engineering, and I like coffee.
Okay. Which of these moods do you identify with the most? Earthy, academia, or industrial?
Industrial. Do you want me to
No, you're
flesh
fine.
that out? Okay.
Which coffee shop in Alton do you go to the most?
Probably Germania.
Why do you go to Germania the most?
I go to Germania the most because during my freshman year, that was the main location that at least me and my friends knew about. We went to Post Commons, and it just felt like at the time their coffee game was nowhere near Germania's. And once I kind of fell in love with Germania, it became a lot more than just a coffee shop to me. It became a spot that I associated with going out with my friends, taking it easy, not doing homework. And then actually the year after my freshman year, I started going there a lot with my girlfriend, and now it represents a lot more than just that coffee shop or even just that hangout spot. And now it almost feels like it's a part of our relationship and how our relationship developed.
What about the mood of Germania makes you like it and want to go back?
Well, it depends on which Germania you're talking about. The one that's in Upper Alton is definitely much more industrial, to the point, going to get a drink. Typically, the only time that I would go into Germania and Upper Alton would be if I was going in to get some work done. Otherwise, because they have such a nice drive-through, that's typically like stopping by while going out and getting groceries or something like that. But the one in Lower Alton I prefer because it just feels more homey. It has a really nice setup and environment that encourages you to have a good time and to talk with whoever you go in there with. And so, especially on visiting weekends, I know we really like to take visitors to that Lower Alton Germania because it really just opens everyone up. You've got the balcony up on top, which can be really fun in the summer months or the warmer months, and more cozier downstairs for in the winter.
What's your favorite drink and why?
Right now my favorite drink is Germania's honey cinnamon latte. I think that the cinnamon brings a fun aspect that a lot of drinks don't have, because nowadays most drinks are just coffee, steamed milk, and then whatever flavorings they put in. So the addition of the spices is really nice, and it's not overly sweet. I'm pretty upset if I end up getting a drink that's essentially just warm milk with sugar in it. I want to actually taste the coffee, so I feel like the honey cinnamon latte really wraps that all up together, and it's tasty.
How do you feel about a Starbucks coming to Alton?
No, I can't whip up tears like Jake. I would say it's pretty sad, actually. I don't really like going to Starbucks. Literally, like, the only time I go to Starbucks is if my girlfriend wants to, or if I'm in an airport. And that is really it for me. I don't think that they have any personality there. I also have had some really funny interactions that have been a bit awkward in there, so I actually don't feel the most comfortable in a Starbucks. I feel like it's extremely utilitarian, and I just kind of get in and get out, versus these other environments, whether it's Germania or Post Commons or Mavis, they all encourage me to stay for more than just picking up my drink and leaving.
How often do you go off campus for coffee?
I probably go off campus to get coffee 2 to 3 times a week. But a lot of that is less the caffeine coffee addiction, and it's more that it's quality time that I get to spend with my girlfriend. So
Do you usually go with friends or alone?
I usually go with my girlfriend.
Do you usually get drinks to go, or do you stay there?
I prefer to go into these different places. Kind of like I was saying before with the Starbucks. If I'm going to a Starbucks, if there's a drive-thru, I'm going to take it. I don't really find there's any addition to my experience by going inside. I mean, I'll only go inside if the drive-thru line is super long because, I don't know, if I'm going to be waiting, I might as well not be waiting in my car. But when I'm going to these local coffee shops, I really like to go inside. I know a few of the baristas, and it's nice to just get to talk with some of them and also observe some of the funny stuff that they do, or just the chaos that goes on in the restaurant or in the coffee shop, depending on other customers coming in or funny drive-through experience or whatever it may be.
If you could quickly explain, in your opinion, what makes each of the 3 different coffee shops in Alton unique from each other?
Ooh. Germania has a super welcoming environment that I think will make anyone feel comfortable. They have super kind staff, and they usually have a lot of staff, so there's typically someone who's there where even if they're pretty busy, there will be someone who can have a little conversation with you once you get to know them. Meva's, I would say, is a very homey environment, great place for doing homework, but it's pretty loud inside the room. Like, just the sound of the coffee being made is a lot more magnified in that space, and it's really far out of the way. So they actually, I would say, if you were to go somewhere just for a drink, it would probably be to go to Meva's. They do have in-house roasted beans, and their coffee technically is probably the best. And they come up with some really creative, spiced up drinks that are a little bit more adventurous than the other two. And Post Commons, I would say, if I was going to go to a place to get food with my coffee, I would definitely go to Post Commons, just because they have the most expansive menu. But I would say out of the 3, their coffee is probably the most underwhelming.
Great. And do you have any last minute comments? Anything else you'd like to add?
Coffee's good.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.